All right, start the movie in 3, 2, 1. Hi. This is a video of all the Doctor Who stuff I have purchased before the new series. This was stuff that survived floods and pilfering and just lending out to people some stuff and never getting it back. This is an example of some great hardbacks that didn't make it, that I did not have the heart to throw away. This is a book on all the Virgin cover art for the past Doctor and New Adventures. It was so good. I was so mad. You can see I threw my hand down. Doctor Illustrated A to Z. Another great book is Doctor Who: The Monsters. I mean, it doesn't look like much on the cover, but this was some really good material. I mean, some serious, fine print, glossy pages. It was just such a good book. And I could still open parts of it and look at it, so I didn't have the heart to throw it away. Some other stuff I had to throw away because it just made me mad looking at it. I still get mad looking at those. I don't know why I saved them. I'm not sure exactly why I'm showing them to you. Now, we don't have a great view on this video here. Crappy-ass webcam. I'm not a video producer, but you get a gist of the idea. This was the actual first Doctor Who purchase I ever made with my own money. It's the Doctor Who Monster Book, and by Terrence Dix, as you can see there. And you can get great Doctor Who posters on the back. I wouldn't mind having some of them. And there's a TARDIS on some stationery that I was drawing on. I don't know why I showed you that either. This is the Doctor Who Technical Manual in stereo. I actually bought one of my own, and at the same time, my stepdad had seen one and decided to get it for me. Of course, he got mad when he saw that I went and got it my own and threw it away. Well, I went and stuck in the trash can and got it back. You can even build your own TARDIS. Yeah, see all that great stuff? You can glue that or photocopy it and glue it to cardboard and make your own Doctor Who TARDIS, yeah, with the Doctor Who Technical Manual. And let's see here, the first Doctor Who Annual I got, the only Doctor Who Annual I ever owned, it was Colin Baker's. And look what I found inside. WhoFest 91. I don't know where, I've been to a few, and I don't know where the stuff is for that one. I know I have John Pertwee autographed 8x10 down south as well. I no longer live in Texas, but I was very surprised to see that I still had this. This is when Peter Davison and John Levine, a.k.a. Sergeant Benton and the Doctor, came to Dallas. These are some friends of mine at the WhoFest, my best friends, my best Doctor Who friends, I guess, whatever. Now, you'll see Steve there in the Starfleet uniform. Don't ask me why he shows up to us to a Doctor Who convention in Starfleet uniform, but hey, anything counts in Doctor Who, right? We got Zach, Darren, and Mike. Mike's missing in action, but it was good to see them. This picture, I was grounded from WhoFest 93. I already had tickets, and my mother decided to drive me out to Dallas, threw me a Polaroid, says, you have 15 minutes, go have fun. If you're not back in 15 minutes, you're grounded more. So I went and I bought a record. I looked at all the vendors and was able to stand in line until I could wait no longer. So I ran up to Colin Baker with a Polaroid and took a picture of him, and he stopped kindly and gave me a nice, handsome smile. You can barely see it, but there he is. I've always felt guilty that I didn't stand in line. That, what does he think of coming to America, signing these autographs with this long line of people, and then this punk little kid with a Polaroid comes up, snaps it, and runs? Well, Mr. Baker, if you ever happen to see this, my mom was waiting in the car, and if I didn't get back, I would have been in big trouble. Speaking of albums, KLF, you might recognize that. That is Doctor in the TARDIS. The vinyl version, the full-length 8-minute, and then an instrumental and the radio version. We also have, I don't have the cover for these anymore. Like I said, a lot of stuff just didn't make it. This is Doctor Who the Music on BBC Records. Most of it was the music from the series in the 80s, but it's some old stuff on there too. Really good. You really appreciate the score. This is a Doctor Who picture disc. Again, I'm not a video photographer. I'm not really good at this stuff, and the glare, I apologize. But you can see, you got some great stills there from Tom Baker's era. He's the invisible enemy in the Invasion of Time, it looks like. And on the other side, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this because it is all fuzzy and stuff. But there is the very first one for all the folks out there. This is just before the 50th I'm making this. So the Shrine of the Sisterhood of Karn is that first selection there, the first track on that album. And, of course, we know the Sisterhood of Karn turned up in the Night of the Doctor. This was the album I bought, and right before I took a picture of Colin Baker there, you can see it's got mood version, terror version, Latin version, regeneration mix, Panopticon 8, whatever. You can see John Nathan Turner's fine signature over there. Yes. Those are some alternate versions played at 45 RPM. Good stuff there. And let's get in some magazines. Of course, we didn't get subscriptions to Doctor Who over here, but I was able to get this. It was when they interviewed Colin Baker in the Doctor Who magazine. Awesome, when he vows to be the Doctor longer than anybody. And just some random, no particular dates. I just happened to see them in a bookstore. They're back issues, and I snatched them up. And like I say, all this stuff that I'm showing you I purchased before the reboot. And here's some of I did subscribe for a while, and I still have some of these left. Some of the stuff got lost in the divorce. Some of the stuff she has. One of the things that my ex-wife has, which don't worry, I've been able to get back by Big Finish's downloads. But yeah, there it is. There it is. That's the one that introduced Big Finish to the world, even to us Americans. And now I've got enough Big Finish. I'm not done. I'll never have enough Big Finish. They will never make enough. All right. I'm very proud of these. This is Doctor Who Marvel Comics #1. #1. Very proud of this. Everybody's read them. They're not like in mint condition. You can tell just by the packaging. They haven't been in the greatest care. I am not Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, but you know. There's Doctor Who #2, Doctor Who #3. Yeah, I bet you never thought you'd see the Doctor doing that, did you? And we couldn't see it on TV, but we could sure get it in our fine folks from Marvel Comics. And I haven't gone on eBay to fill in the blanks of ones that I don't own. I'm just happy with being having had these before Doctor Who became hip. And there's the first American Doctor Who Marvel comic release. And some more American Doctor Who comics. Now, when it comes to the American Doctor Who story, it was released mainly in Britain as a summer special classic. It doesn't look like much on the cover. It certainly doesn't look Marvel on the cover. But when you open it up, it's absolutely gorgeous. Doctor Who and the Iron Legion, which is a story about the Galactic Roman Empire, taken from the first 2 American printed issues. And high quality, full color, just a great adventure, a lot of fun. One of those adventures that couldn't be pulled off on TV. And another book. This is part 2 of there's Doctor Who: A Celebration, and then they released Doctor Who: The Time Traveler's Guide. It's like a coffee table book. This one survived. I don't know why. I'm not sure. It wasn't exactly my favorite. I just like the title. But it does talk quite a bit about, more Doctor Who. Old school Doctor Who. Pre-reboot Doctor Who, what they call classic Doctor Who. This is an issue of the Whovian Times that introduced Sylvester McCoy to the world. Whovian Times was a monthly publication of the Doctor Who Fan Club of America. And I was very disappointed when I saw this face, but I saved it anyway because I really liked Colin Baker. Hated seeing him go. This is the last bunch of books that I own. Some of them were destroyed. Some of them have been gone by the wayside. But you'll see here is the receipt from the last big Doctor Who purchase I made at half-price books. Because when I heard the new show was coming back, it went empty. I don't know if you can see the date there, but it's 12/4/04. But people came around and started buying up all the comics and all. It was like a library, a half-price bookstore was, because once you're done reading, you could bring it back in and trade it in for some more books. Well, when the show was coming back, everybody hoarded them, and that is a Find Your Fate book, as you can see. That's like a choose your own adventure. can choose your own ending for the Doctor's adventures. It's really really a lot of fun. I have another one. I don't know what happened to it. There's a novelization of the Androids of Tara. And this I was very happy to have, Fury from the Deep. It's a lost Patrick Troughton episode. You get to see a nice little sonic screwdriver with a light on it in there. There's Paradise Towers, another one that's missing, The Massacre. Or Massacre, I know. In America, we say it Massacre. And that is actually a Target book. Those are published by Target, but for American audiences or American readers, they thought that changing the logo would make it, I guess, cooler for Americans. You can see I'm doing this late at night in my sweats because I can't have all my stuff all spread around the house when wifey's awake and the baby's awake. This was some of these, actually a couple of these were from that receipt I showed you the last time I was able to trade in Doctor Who books, the half-price bookstore. That is Colin Baker's final story right before he regenerates. In fact, he regenerates in that one. Short Trips and Side Steps. Some Whovians might be familiar with this from Big Finish. They've released them. Also, Parallel 59. Anyway, some other past Doctor Adventure and Eighth Doctor Adventure books from the BBC. That was the very first one I read, which was Atom Bomb Blues, the Seventh Doctor Ace Adventure. Good stuff. What are we doing next here? What is this? Ah, yes, the official and only Doctor Who role-playing game. They've made a couple others since then. Covers haven't survived, maybe, but the books themselves, all the material for the FASA original Doctor Who role-playing game, which is better than any of them. And this is the last adventure we played, and there's an example of the character sheets and what. That was the last adventure, and I just kind of picked everything up and threw it in a pile. Divorce will do funny things to you, make you forget about stuff. This is a tabletop figure game, a Doctor Who Invasion Earth, which is pretty much set in any time. It's a tabletop game. You know, they had Cybermen and Daleks. Not all the Daleks made it. I do have an unopened box of a Dalek Patrol, which comes with the Special Weapons Dalek, which I never did get to paint. As you can see, it's sealed in the box. And, well, like I say, when the divorce happened, my priorities had to go elsewhere. So I couldn't paint figures anymore. If only she understood. And the game of time and space, the most awesome Doctor Who game ever made. I don't care what you see. You can see that little hole there. It's been taped up. That's where a desk chair at school went through. That's notebook paper and clear tape to finish the box. I played this. I bought it in 1986, and I have yet to stop playing it. My son, he's 12 now, and I have been playing it since he was a kid. We still play it. This is I made him in school. You can tell schoolwork, yeah. There's my by memory seal of Rassilon, my notebook paper envelopes. And we're going to open up and show you the board. This is made by Games Workshop. Games Workshop makes Warhammer 40K. So when they make a Doctor Who board game, especially back then, you know it's good. There it is. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not beautiful? You can see Tom Baker's face in the stars. Really a great game. There are people online who have unused versions of this and explain how the game works and when I can get it on eBay for something like $300. Good luck with that. And you can see the high-tech, space-age Doctor Who pieces and that D12 in there. Big old D12. And what is this, finally? Is that it? That's it? Okay. And we're going to show you a quick paint job, a really good-looking, the best-looking one that survived of a Dalek. This was our version of the Daleks before they came back on TV. Again, we went with the silver motif rather than the gold. And this is it. This is my pre-New Who collection that has survived story.